So one thing that's driven me nuts is game cameras. I've been field testing them now for 10 years, been frustrated with them. Condensation, acting up. They all work good at the beginning of the season, they start acting up. So I've tried to come up with a whole list of things to fix in them. I'm hoping we get a lot of those fixed, but the biggest pain for me was these straps and trying to find a spot. I don't like to take. I want to capture an area. I don't want to have to try and take a camera and have an area come and be captured there. So with this new system, we have a strap-on system, just like this has clips on it. This has clips on, so it's just like a climbing stick. You snap it on, reach around, snap it in, you pull it tight. You got your leveling. The ball and socket is 360 degrees, any angle, so anything. You grab a chunk of there's no trees anywhere, if it's just a big bush there, just grab about 4 of those chunks of that bush, wrap around there, pull it tight, and wherever it hangs, just level it and you're gone. Bunch of corn stalks, pull it tight, level it, let it hang. Replaceable boots for color. This 3-dimension camo, all the stuff that's printed on there, it all goes away at low light deals there, and they start standing out. So let's say it's winter, I'm out in the open cornfield, solid, I put my white boot on if I got it on a stake or whatever. If I'm in the grasslands, I put a tan boot on. These are all easily removable, so you can change them out. We also got some face paint technology coming on these. So let's say the grays matches, and now there's a little black or a little white in that tree. You put a little swatch on this, and you just blend her in, and nobody knows what the hell's going on there. Put a little branches or brush around it, camo in, and now we got the ultimate aim technology, and you set up a camera. They're fine during early seasons. They're on baits, they're on minerals, you're getting inventory. An animal in velvet is a whole different animal than during the season. You can take a nice picture of them, everything's nice and relaxed. They're like a baby for a while. Now testosterone coming in, it's a rut, pressure starts coming up people, it's a different animal you're chasing. These cameras, and you could be costing yourself a lot of good hunting situations, so you have to set these up and hunt just like you do a tree stand site. If you go in and pollute a whole area and you get a picture, yeah, you get your one picture, and then you can go chase them on the other side of the property. So this has a zoom lens technology. I can stay back further. I can crawl up a creek bed, primary scrape every year. I can set this on the bank, zoom into that spot. I have an aim on my app. I can aim that dot on the licking branch, and the cone that gets your activation of the camera is dead center of that spot. When you walk in front of a camera and wave to see if the camera's on, when you walk and you hit the red, it's activated, but you are on the outside of that cone. It looks like the camera's centered. A lot of guys are losing, they think it's more camera speed. On that side of the camera, the cone starts too early. On this side, it starts too late. On this one, that cone activation's dead center of the cone, so you're gonna have better capabilities of capturing that picture. Again, the leveling, you hit a big tree, you're out there in the field, and your strap don't fit around it. You pop this open, there's a wrench and 2 screws that are popped right in there. It's always with your camera. You get out there, you see a buck come through, you're hunting, you know you got a camera there, you want to run over there and grab that card. You don't have a card with you. You don't want to just grab the card and leave and have to come back. You take your battery out, and the back side of here, there's a spare card already in there. Easy access to the front. Everything's under the hood. No going underneath, no having to kneel down in the grass and check your stuff coming in from the side. So it's got a really easy user interface. Again, batteries, you open up some cameras, they shift around where you are, and you open it up and they're all on the ground. You're in the grass digging around, polluting an area. So undercover, everything's under. Condensation, squirrels. Last year I field tested a bunch of cameras. 3 of them are no longer with us because squirrels chewing through the housing. Let them screw on that boot and go replace an inexpensive boot. You get cold days with your camera's in the sun, beating on your camera, inside there condensation's developing. You got an insulation from that. The heat hits the boot, the plastic stays cool underneath, and it's climate control. And a fallacy a lot of these cameras is they're buttoning them up too tight. When air gets in there and expands, you want that, just like a roof, you want it to breathe and expand. If it's in there, you get moisture. I had a camera guy I was developing a camera for, and I said, like, your camera is horrible. I literally go out in the morning and I have to pour the water out of it. He's, I could take that camera and I can put it in a bucket of water and it will not leak. I says, yeah, you can, but you can't leave it in the sun too long because the bucket of water is now inside your camera. So, you know, we're trying to make advances on all that. We have new patented technology coming out. A lot of guys now are putting sticks on the trees, putting their cameras elevated. Can you imagine messing around with a stick up there and trying to do all this screw-in deal? I used to mess with the old screw-on ones for leveling too. You hit a tree, I'm there for like 5 minutes trying to get it started in a freaking honey locust. Just a total pain. So we just got them screwed on now because the straps didn't have your shipped yet. But the same principle that you have on these clips, the strap assembly's got these two housings. And then you guys aren't a parachute cord. These are little Versa locks, just like a Versa button. You can wrap around any color, you know, you can get camel cord in any type you want. So you can use a camel cord, get around a bigger tree, or I like to not use the belts for other people seeing, spotting the cameras and ripping them off. Or 3 locking systems, 1 in the hood, keep your friends and family honest that they're not checking your cameras. You got 1 for going around a tree if you want, and then this bracket system, there's a locking mechanism there.
And then would these be considered like a black flash type of technology?
Right now, we're experimenting on those, and the complete dark ones we're finding out they don't have enough distance, and the guys are using them and they're not getting the good pictures. So right now we have this. If this glows, you'll see red on it, and we suggest, and I haven't seen it yet, just on video mode where red kind of alarms deer. They'll start looking at that because it stays glowing. So what I've been doing is setting these cameras up more of at an angle on it where they're not getting that right in the face type of deal. And it's been working, but they got a further distance then, and the IRR is 98% reactive through these screens. And when you start laying that more on, you start eliminating camera function and things of that nature. So another nice thing is battery level. Your camera might say that your battery's got 40% left in it, 30%. Problem is, at that level, that camera electronics is not working right. It's enough to get functions going, but it starts acting up. When this says that your batteries are out, you probably could take this and still put them in a flashlight and use the batteries, but now you're gonna have enough juice that you know your camera's working right. So I had cameras that when the batteries were fresh, they acted up, and once they ran down a little bit, they started working great. And I've had cameras that when they got on low end, started acting up, and just all kinds of problems with them. So.
And then do you see this in the future moving into cell technology too?
So these are already designed here. Cellular mode, there's a spot in here right now that gets snapped out. So this housing, this will be your size of a cellular. It's already pre-designed for the board in there. And we're waiting for, I think there's some stuff changed in the industry where you're gonna be able to have 1 camera for anybody's unit instead of having, like I had cell cameras that were just for one type of program, and you had to sell them and get, if you change your
various carriers.
Yeah, your carrier. So, and then we got other stuff. I got cutting edge on that, and there's patents pending on that. Big problem with cellular cameras, they scare the living shit out of deer. There's a lot of electromagnetic pulses and noises coming out of there, and we have some patents on shielding all that. So when I wouldn't, after field testing the camera I had a cellular last year, I would never even think of putting that camera on my property again until I get all that stuff fixed. So I literally had deer changing complete trail routes around them cameras because they just, I don't know what they're doing, they're going off, but boy, you talk about scaring the shit out of animals. It was pretty intense. So
do you know what the price point is on those cameras?
Right now these will probably be somewhere at $349. There'll be some discounts. We're going to be selling online and probably through shops. So you'll be able to find where you get some extra brackets or boots or some other things with them. Accessories you can get, extra boots. You can buy extra brackets, extra battery packs. I like to have a couple of battery packs ready to go all in. I don't want to be messing around when I get to that spot. Just switch them out. Extra straps. And down the road there's a replaceable. This comes off. New pack goes in. Cover comes out, and you got a cellular version that would be all tied in, nothing separate from the camera. So these will be able to be expanded. You buy one of these now, we change our software, you're going to be able to upgrade all that new technology. We also have ultimate time. So when you get all your pictures, let's say you set this out for 4 weeks, you don't have to check through all your pictures and add them up. It's got all the occurrence dates right for you, the very highest, 3 p.m., the most occurrences. So a lot of people don't know that when the first trail cameras came out, I had one of the first designs. You know the old little string that would tell you a time?
Yep.
Well, I thought, well, I can do better than this. I use work security and had these plug-in things. As we can have an infrared on there, I'll go up to my camera, plug it in, I'll get a whole list of what happened the whole season. So something happened where I lost kind of a patent, somebody stole it, and then this whole industry went on. But now in this, it's back to old school technology. 3 p.m. on this spot at this time, this is where you want to be. You don't have to look at every picture and start adding up and doing the math. And again, there's a whole array. I could forgetting about a lot of stuff that's in this, but we made all the little things that just are bugged. You might bother a guy who's out there for a week, a year. Somebody's out there every day, every evening for 4 months and spending a lifetime doing this. It'll just drive you mad, all those little problems that you have with a camera. So